All right, artists, now that we have our eyeballs set up, we are ready to begin painting. So you should have a paint palette in front of you that looks something like this. It's a little hard to see the colors in the video, but they go red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, brown, and black. We're going to focus on the rainbow colors, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple for right now. We're going to choose two colors for our eyes, and those two colors have to be neighbors. So you can take your finger and you have to be able to touch both at once if you want to use them. So when we begin using watercolor, we always need a cup of water, a paintbrush, our paint of course, and a paper towel. Since we're only using two colors today, you're going to take your watercolor brush and we're only going to wet the colors we're using. So today I think I want to use green and yellow. So I'm only wetting green and yellow. I'm putting a little puddle in each. And then I'm going to tickle them to wake them up. So I tickle the green, wash my brush out so green doesn't get in yellow. And then I tickle the yellow, wash my brush out, and they're ready to use. All we are going to do with this is paint this space between the center circle and the outside. But since we're cutting these out, it doesn't matter if you go outside of this outside line, and I'll tell you a secret later, doesn't matter if we get it inside this line either. So all you need to do is begin with your paint, putting it onto the paper, and when I use a paintbrush, I only touch the hair to the paper. I don't scoot this metal part on my paper for many reasons. One reason is that it will hurt the hair or the bristles of my paintbrush. Another reason is because it'll hurt my paper. Since this metal is kind of sharp and we're putting water on this paper, it might cause the paper to rip if we drag that metal across it. So just like I am now, we want to use just the hair. Because I chose two colors, I did my yellow first on the inside ring, and then I started doing my green, but you'll notice my green is creeping into my yellow. And that is a super cool technique in watercolor called wet in wet painting. So when we have one wet color, and we put it right up against another wet color, they start to mix on their own. So right now you see this green is not touching this yellow and there's no mixing. But when I go up to it, they might begin to mix and go together. And that's exactly what we want with our two colors. So you just go around your eyeball using the hair, and you can go right up to your other color and touch it. If you need to go back, like my yellow looks a little light, so I'm going to go back. And I'm going to put some more yellow in. Now, once I like the way my eye color looks, I'm going to go ahead and wet my black paint. So whenever you get your eyeball looking the way you want it, you go ahead and wet your black paint. And then we're going to do the center of our eyeball black. But before we do that, we're going to add something called highlights. So very carefully, you're going to take your pencil and you can do a circle highlight or you can do a square highlight, but we're going to put a shape in our pupil that we're going to leave blank. So I have my highlight there. Now I'm just going to take that black paint and I'm going to paint everything except for my highlight. I'm going to leave that blank. boys and girls, once your black is done, we are done for the day, and this can go on the drying rack. We're going to hold it with 2 hands, and we have to keep it flat like a lunch tray because it is wet. If we pick it up and hold it up and down when we're walking, some of this wet color might drip and ruin our eyeball. So please make sure you hold it like a lunch tray and slide it onto its own shelf on the drying rack. All right, that's it, artists. Bye.